Hello everyone, it's Kiyoway here with another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. Today, I'm going to just go over my 3v3 teams. I don't know which ones I'm going to use yet, but I just wanted to go over the ones that I have set up. And obviously this is subject to change because we haven't done a 3v3 in so long. I don't even know, I can't recall what worked, what didn't work. I'm just going by what I think will work, and so I just wanted to share those with you. First one, some of these are just a given one. I'm not going to go in depth about some of them. Grievous with B2, B1, pretty self-explanatory. Lots of damage. Got B2 removing buffs and just doing his thing in B1 with damage, and so that team's a great team. Then we got the Geos, Brood with Spy, and I put Poggle in there, and that's pretty much self-explanatory too in regards to the Geos. I mean, it's up to you who you want to put in as the third, but I think Brood was GBA with Spy, and whatever third is going to be fantastic. I have Shock with Arc and Old Ben. So you got the taunting tank, you got Arc, so you get an extra damage dealer, and the speed that Shock T gives, and then the healing and the extra damage it gives Arc. I think that's going to be a fun team. And you got Ben, who moves turn meter, ability blocks, and if you're forced to go after him and kill him, obviously there's buffs that is gained at that point. Gas, I threw him in with Echo on 5s, but he's going to be on, I'm not going to put him on defense. He's going to be an offensive character because he can just solo so many teams by himself. But if you want to put him on defense, that's the team that I would probably use. Then I got this Han team with Leia and R2, which is fun. You got Han, who, well, it starts out with R2 stealthing everyone, except for Han. So R2, well, I practiced this yesterday, but just to make sure it works the way I was planning on it. So R2 will stealth Leia and himself, and then put foresight on Han. They're forced to attack him. He dodges, obviously, the first attack. He will taunt, and Leia's under stealth. She'll do her stealth move, which gives her the bonuses of offense and so forth. And then she just does her damage thing and is under stealth pretty much the whole time. Then you got Han just sitting there out in the open taunting. You're forced to hit him. So you need a pretty good team. You're going to need someone who can remove taunt and possibly stealth, and while Leia's out there hitting some 30, 40, 50k damage. So it's a pretty fun team. You got CLS trio, self-explanatory. Darth Revan, again, these are CLS and Darth Revan will be on offense, but if I were to put them on defense, that's the way I would have it set up. Jedi Knight Revan, same thing. Traya, obviously. Then you got the Palpatine team. This one I will set on defense because it's such a great defensive team, and you'll need a really good team to take it out. And I got my Basilisk on pretty fast, so she can get that TM train rolling. Curious how Hux will be able to stop that in first order, but with Basilisk on falling being pretty quick, and Malik is just amazing in himself. I'd like to save him for offense too, but because of he can solo so many teams by himself as well. So I'm still contemplating that one. I might put somebody else in that role. It's still undecided. Might put like Sith Trooper there as the tank. I don't know. So we'll see. Then I have the classic GK lead with Barris, and then I put Rex in there. It's basically protect the Rex so you can annihilate people. I think that'll be a tough team to get around. And then you have the Night Sisters. Split them up whatever you feel like. I've done DACA lead before, but ultimately I like this setup the best. You got Mother Talzin, got Acolyte. It's just a fun cheese team. You have to make sure you have some type of AoE or Dispel in order to get to Acolyte. And in the meantime, if you take out Talzin first, then she's going to just keep coming back every time they attack until hopefully she might get revived. You never know. Then you got Asajj. That's just a fantastic team with DACA. And Spirit, who puts out some huge damage, and so does Asajj. So you'll have to be careful with that one. And then if you want to try to go for DACA, then got to watch out for her stuns and her max health. And so that one's a tough team. So those will obviously be defensive teams. I got Rey, Jedi Training Rey with BB-8 and Finn. Should be a great offensive team. You got obviously BB-8. You got Finn, who puts out massive damage and also heals. And then you got Rey, who's a tank and a great leader, and brings so many things to the table with her kit. Below that, I have Finn, Holdo, and old Han. I actually played around with this team a little bit yesterday just to try it. It works pretty well. You got 2 tanks to protect Han, and Han out there ability blocking and doing some really good damage actually. And you got Holdo with the daze, and Finn gives that extra potency with his lead. So those things were sticking really well. Actually kind of like that team. I don't know how well it will do, but I liked what I saw just in using it yesterday. Of course, there's not too many places to use it, so I was making the most of it with where I could. Then just a bounty hunter team with Bosk lead. Then I have my HK with Magna Guard and Watt. It's a pretty fun team. I actually like this one because it's going to be tough to get through Magna Guard. And then HK is out there putting up huge damage, and he's pretty much protected by Magna Guard. And you get those bonuses from HK lead in regards to damage and crit chance. And then also turn meter as well. So they go quite often it's pretty good. And you got Watt there too. If you do take out Magna Guard, you got to watch out because he can revive him. Need a pretty good team to take that out. And if you use Jedi, you got HK, who loves to hit the Jedi. Got Bastila with Hoda and Ezra. And you got that huge protection up. It's going to take a while to get through that. And then you have Hoda healing and Foresight. And so, again, another great team. Have Padme with Snips and Anakin. I don't have a tank, but with the protection up that they get, they're protected pretty well anyway. And they put out pretty good damage so fast that I didn't feel it was necessary to have a tank in there. But we'll obviously, using them, I'll find out. I tried it yesterday and just practiced against, who did I practice today? Oh, against Gas. Just the 3 of them. And I got it down to where it was just Gas versus Padme. It wasn't too bad. Then I did CLS versus Gas a couple times yesterday, and CLS worked fine. I'll probably upload that video later on. So if you do come across a Gas team in 3v3, the CLS trio still works great. Then I have a Dooku team, I like this one a lot. Dooku and Jango get hit, and Jango's immune to damage at the beginning. And then you got Nest going out there hitting, and basically you're forced to attack Nest. And then with Dooku lead, it's pretty good. And then if you have the Zeta on him with him healing as well, that's a fun 3v3 team. Then I got my Scoundrels that I have to use I guess I don't have to, but I've relicked them up because they're a fun team. Wasn't sure how to split them up in 3v3, so I ultimately went with Kira and young Han with L3 to protect, and then you got Han who gives himself protection up, and if you get around L3, retribution, so he'll hit you, and he some really good damage. There's my Supreme Leader Kylo. I haven't really used him at all. He's without his ultimate, he basically is at least worthless in squad arena. It's just a gas team can take him out easy. But if I do come across a 3v3 Rey, based on those in my shard who've done the testing, the only real team that works against Rey. And it's this lineup that works based on testing. That's the only way to take it out in one shot. so he's going to obviously be for offense for that purpose. And since mine doesn't have his ultimate, if Rey has her ultimate, then it's not going to work. But if she doesn't, then hopefully that'll work. You have to keep just swapping turn meter to Kylo, so he just keeps going and putting out huge damage with Hux and the first order officer, giving that to him. And then, since I had to relic up these first order characters in order to get Supreme Leader Kylo, I have this KRU team, which is you got the tank, and then you got a bunch of turn meter being fed by Kylo, OG Kylo. You got Sith Trooper there assisting, and if you do take one of them out, he'll smack you with his AoE. Another first order team with Phasma, and with all the assists that are coming from first order. You got Stormtrooper can remove buffs and so forth, and then you got Executioner who does massive damage, and then you got advantage being given to them. That's actually a pretty good team right there. Got Newt. Put Newt with Droideka and Sunfac as the tank to somewhat protect them. And obviously once Droideka gets his damage immunity, he'll be protected. And then if you do take out Newt, then he'll come back and be, unless you use somebody like Jango or somebody that prevents revives. I got really no lead on this team. It's more of just a stall team to frustrate you. You got Zalbar, who's an incredible tank. And then you got Vandor, who revives. You got Lando, who will always be passing. Oh gosh, I can't think of the name of it. Oh god. Anyway, I'm drawing a blank. But he keeps giving out the blue buff. What the heck is the name of that? I'm so sorry, guys. But anyway, he keeps giving it to those that don't have it. So in practice yesterday, Vandor pretty much the whole time always had that. So he was, if Lando was getting taken out, or Zalbar, or Vandor just kept reviving him, and Lando just kept on feeding that to him. So it was like almost like felt like a zombie type of thing. So it should be a nice little frustrating team, I think, for others if they're not careful and if they don't play it right. And then I have Old Republic. These are teams that I don't have relics, so these will probably not see any action whatsoever, except for obviously Throng there at the end. But you got Karth, and might as well use this team. And if you do have them relic, I think this will be a good team. You got Canderous and Juhani. So you got a tank and a huge damage dealer, and then obviously what the Karth lead brings. Actually, kind of like this Chase team with Wampa. You got your pre-taunt and your taunts, and then you got your healer and who provides Stassi up. So you got Wampa who's doing out. I really don't think you need a leader in that lineup. And then I have Vader, excuse me, and Savage, and then you got your tank there to protect them. I think that team's actually could be pretty annoying. I don't know, I might set that one on just to see how it does, because I think you can underestimate that team. Then Thrawn, I really didn't know what to do. He can go in so many places, so I just stuck him in just kind of as a placeholder in this Empire team. But ultimately one I'm not gonna need. I don't know how many teams on here, 29, something like that, maybe 30. Hopefully this gives you guys some ideas for yourself that might help you in 3v3. It is fun and exciting and challenging just to see, because this mode is just so different. I mean, I ultimately like the 5v5 better just because that's what I'm accustomed to and can theory craft around better. With 3v3, there's just so much unknown. If they made it more prevalent in the game, then I think it would be... I think it might be more fun, maybe? I don't know if fun is the right word, because I still think it's fun. But it'd be nice to, I guess, have it go more often, just so I can get more familiar with what works, what doesn't work. Because it's, especially on attacking, you never know what to take in, because it's with just 3 characters, you never know what it's going to bring to the table. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Let me know also if you have some secret awesome 3v3 team. Feel free to share that with me, because I definitely want to win. That's my ultimate goal. I'm very competitive, and any hints you have out there, I'm more than welcome to accept them. But again, you guys have a fantastic day. Key away, out.